Hello everyone. In today's video, we will continue from our previous activity that we did, the ball and paddle game. So, this video is for the Scratch 3.0 version on computer. So once you've created your profile, like we did last time, at the top right corner should have your profile name, and then just next to it should have a little folder. We're going to click on the little folder to go back to our work that we did before. Once you've done that, you should be on the screen of all your projects you've done before. This is the game that we made last time, called Crazy Paddle. I'm going to click on See Inside to open our project. Once you've clicked in See Inside, it should load your project, and there you have your old game back. Now, we do not want to edit our old game. We are going to create a copy, so if we do make a mistake, we can still go back. So, at the top left corner next to Scratch and the language, there's a button that says File. Click on File, go to where it says Save as Copy. Click that. Once you've done that, our name should change. Crazy Paddle Copy now. Now I'm going to change this to Crazy Paddle 2. There we go. Now that I have that, anything that I do on this one, if I make a mistake, I can delete this one and I can edit my old one and create a copy of that again. So whatever the name of your game was, just put a number 2 behind. So you know this is the second part. So today we are going to make the ball bounce off the paddle. It needs to go up and touch a brick. We're going to add multiple bricks at the top. And we're going to change our scoring system from, instead of the ball touching the paddle, we're going to only get a score if we hit a brick. So right now, our game is, if the ball touches the paddle, we currently get a point. As you can see, 1 point, and there's another point. And if the ball touches the red, that means it's game over. So now we're going to change this whole system to adding bricks this time. So first thing we need to do, we don't need the floor anymore. We're going to delete the floor. Click on the bin icon. There we go. Now we have our paddle and our ball. So our paddle, we are still going to keep it the same, moving left and right. Now for the ball, there's a few things that need to be changed. So you can either just delete this one and just start the new code system, or you can start the new code system on the side and just take some pieces out. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this code system and delete it completely. We are going to program a new code system for the ball. So this time we're going to click on Events, the green flag. So when the green flag is pushed, the following coding system will tell the ball what to do. So when the green flag is pushed, we're going to go to Look, we're going to Show, we're going to make sure that the ball is always shown, because later we're going to hide the ball when we have a you win and a you lose sign. So right now we're just going to have a show. Then we need to go to variables. We've created our variable last time called score. And now we're going to change the score. We're going to select the one that says set. So when we start again, we want to make sure our score is set to 0. So every time I press the green flag, our score will be back on 0. Now we need to change the position of the ball, because at the top we're going to have our blocks. So we need to move the ball to the center of the screen. You can either move it like this and just type in 0, 0, or you can just go to where it says motion, go to X and Y, put that underneath, and just change these to 0 and that to 0. When I click the green flag, the ball automatically goes to the center of the screen. So now once you've done that, we're going to want the ball to come down. We need the ball to come down first. We don't want to go up, because we want to hit the ball first before it touches the bricks. So we need to point in a direction. We're going to point in a direction. We want this ball. Don't come straight down, because the ball's just going to bounce up and down. We don't want that. Make sure it bounces at an angle first. I would recommend between 120 and 150. 150 is going to come down very quickly. So I would say 135 or negative 135 or 120. 135 or 120. It is up to you. So let's start 120. I want it to go at an angle. Then we're going to give it some time. So if I press the green flag, the ball's going to start straight away. We don't want that. We want to make sure that we are ready for action. So we are going to go to the one that says wait under control. We're going to get a wait. Let's wait 1.5 seconds. Let's wait 1.5 seconds before we start. Once you have waited 1.5 seconds, now we need to create a movement for the ball. So we're going to get a forever loop. This one under control. We're going to get forever. Once you've selected forever, we're going to give it some movement. So we need to make sure that the ball can move. We're going to move 10 steps. And now we want to create, if the ball touches the sides, it needs to bounce. So we're going to go to under motion, if on edge, bounce. So once we've done that, so if I click on the green flag, our ball is bouncing. Okay, so now we have some movement, which is good. Right, now let's stop that and reset. There we go. Now once you've done that, now we want the ball, if the ball touches the paddle, we also want it to bounce. So let's get an if statement. So go to control. If the ball, go to sensing, if the ball touches, where it says touch, if the ball touches, this one says mouse pointer. We are not using our mouse. We're going to change this one to paddle. So if the ball touches the paddle, then we need it to point in the direction. So motion, point in direction. Now we need it to go up. So we are going to either go, we need to point it up. So we have 180. So if it is going that way, we need to go the opposite direction. So now we're going to go to, we're going to get operation. Oh, let's stop that. Let's get operation. We're going to get the minus, put minus there. And what we're going to do now is change this number to 180 minus 180 degrees minus the direction that the ball is coming from. So it won't bounce in the same direction like this. If it's coming from the right-hand side, it will bounce to the left. If it comes from the left-hand side, it will bounce to the right. So where it says 180 degrees minus the direction. So go to motion, scroll down till you see the one that says direction. Take direction and put it like that. Now we have our direction. Then what we need to do is, if the ball, this needs to repeat until the ball is not touching the paddle. So we're going to go to control. We're going to repeat until, there we go, repeat until, put that underneath like that. All of this needs to repeat until the ball is not under operation. Get the one that says not touching the paddle. Go to sensing, touching the paddle. Then it needs to move 10 steps. There we go. So all of this. So if the ball is not touching the paddle, let's see. Let's move. There we go. Our paddle is working. So we have our motion. But now if the ball goes past, it's still continuing. So now we need to create that if the ball goes past the paddle, it's game over. But we'll do that later. So right now, let's first look at this. We're going to focus only on this for now, and then we'll create our end scene. Now let's add our bricks. We don't have any bricks just yet. So we need to go, you can either go to the cat and draw your own bricks. It is up to you. Or what you can do is just go to the magnifying glass, choose a sprite. And right now we have two perfect icons to be our bricks. We can either have button 3 or we can have button 2. I'm going to select button 2 because I like the shape. Once you've selected your button, I'm going to change this name to brick so we don't get confused. So we have brick. So we have paddle, ball, and brick. Now let's change the size of our brick. Go to where it says size and just change that to 80. Nope, let's change it to 50. It is too big. There we go. 50 is a perfect size. Now, right now our brick is directly in the center of the screen, so now we need to move the location. So we're going to click on the Events tab, go to our green flag. Once you have your green flag, now we need to set the position that the brick is going to start in the top corner over there. So go to Motion, go to X and Y. There we go. Go to X and Y. Let's change this position to negative 200 as far as possible on this side, negative 200. And we want to be at 130 at the top. So if I click on that, green flag, there our brick starts at the top over there. That's a perfect position. Now, what we're going to do, we don't want this brick to show because now we're going to create a clone of this one. So this one is going to hide, and then we're going to repeat it by having multiple different bricks. So let's click on this one, looks, go to where it says hide, and put that there. We don't want it visible. Then we're going to go to control, and we're going to get 2 repeats. Repeat 1 and repeat 2. This repeat is going to go there, and this repeat is going to go inside. So this first number is the amount of bricks that are going down on your y-axis. So you have brick 1 there, then you'll have brick 2 there, brick 3. So 10 is a very high number. I'm going to change mine to 3. I only want 3 rows. Row 1, row 2, and row 3. Okay, and then we need to repeat this block 6 times or 7 times. I'm going to repeat mine 7 because 7 is a perfect number. If you make it 8, it will go outside of the screen. 7 just fits inside the screen at size 50. If your size is smaller than this, you can have more bricks. If you have size 50, 7 is your max. Now, once you've done this, we are going to scroll down, create a clone of myself. Once we've done that, we'll create a clone. And then we're going to change our X position. Let's change our X position. This is X. We need to go to the right. We need to change our X by, change X by, put that there. Change X by, let's say 65. 65. Okay. And then we are going to add our Y position as well. Okay, well, let's focus on one line first. Now, we need to send a message. So if I create a clone of myself, so now we need to receive this message. Go back to controls. When I start as a clone, I want myself to be seen. So I'm going to say show. Go to show, just like that. Go to controls, forever. Put forever there. We're going to repeat the sequence all the time. And then we're going to get an if and then statement. So if and then. So if sensing, if this ball touches the brick, if the brick is touched by the ball, then we need to change our score. Go to variables, change score by 1. Once you have that, so when the ball touches that, it will show and will touch. And then once that is done, we go to controls and then we will delete the clone. Okay, so let's test. Let's see if it makes a line. Green flag. There we have so many bricks. So let's test again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so we have 8. So now what we need to do is we need to create a Y position. So we are going to go to motion. Now we need to make our line going down. Change Y by, change our Y position. Change our Y position by negative 30 because we are going down now. Negative 30. And then we need to go back Because if I change our y, we're going to go like this, and then we're going to go down, and we're going to go like that. We're going to make an L shape. We don't want that. We want to go across, across, across. And then what we're going to do is we're going to get the same. So we're going to go to change x by, set x to, we need to set our x position to the same number as this, negative 200, because that is the start. And now let's test that. And there we go. We have 1, 2, 3 lines, which is perfect. Now our ball is going through everything. So we do not want that. So we're going to want our ball to touch only one brick, and then only that one brick needs to disappear. So we're going to change the coding under the ball section. So let's stop this. Go back to ball. Once you're back on ball, where it says, if on edge, so if the ball touches the paddle, let's take this out. Let's duplicate that. So if the ball touches the paddle or the brick, so if the paddle touches that or the brick, they get an operation. Go to operation, get an or sign. So if the paddle touches if the ball touches the paddle or the brick, then it will only hide that one. So let's click on our green flag and let's see what happens. As we go up, only one brick, there we go, perfect. And one brick, okay, perfect. There we go, and you can see our point system is going up. For every brick that we touch, we get 1 point. Okay, let's stop that. And now, as you can see, the ball was bouncing at the bottom. So we want the ball, if the ball goes past the paddle, we need to get to a game over screen. So what we need to do is we first need to create a code system for the ball that goes behind here. It will trigger the game over screen. But first, before we do that, let's create two more sprites, a you win sprite and a you lose sprite. So let's go to our cat, go to the paintbrush, click on the paintbrush, you should have the screen. Select the color that you want. I want a red for you lose. Click on text, put it there, and just type you lose. Or you can say, I'm going to change it to game over. Let's say game over. Okay, once you've done that, select the font size that you want. The font style. I'm going to change it to pixel. And then once you've done that, you should see these little circles. You can resize it. Just drag that, make it as big as you want. And then drag this and make sure you put it on that little circle to center it in the center position. This is the center position. Once you've done that, change your X and Y position to 0. We want it in the center of the screen. 0 on X and 0 on Y. Now it's directly in the center of the screen. Right now it says sprite 1. We're going to change our name to game over. And there we go. So we have our game over sprite. Now we need to create a you win sprite. So you can either right click and duplicate, or you can just go to the cat and create a new one. I'm going to right click and duplicate. Now I have my game over as well. I'm going to change this one to not game over 2. We're going to change this one to you win. There we go. Change the positioning 0 by 0. There we go. Now it's directly in the middle of the screen. Now we are now you win. We need to change the writing. So instead of game over, let's highlight that and backspace, backspace, and this time we're going to write you win. And let's change the color. Highlight that, pick the color that you want. Let's have a nice green color or yellow. Let's go yellow. Let's have a nice darkish or a bright yellow, nice bright yellow, just like that. Once you have that, select the size you want. There we go, you win. Now let's drag this and make sure we put it on that circle. Perfect. Now we have our game over screen and our you win screen. Once you have finished all of this, you have both of them. Just go back to the top left, click on coding. There we go. Now we have our game over code. This is game over code. And we have our you win code. So let's start with the game over code. So on our game over code, we are going to go to events, our green flag. So when the green flag is pressed, when I click on this, I do not want our game over sign to show. So let's go to looks and just go to hide. We want this to be hidden. Now we need to create two broadcast messages. One broadcast to say game over and one broadcast to say you win. So let's go to events where it says when I receive. Let's take that. When I receive, where it says message 1, click on that and type in new message. So when I receive game over, when I receive a game over message, then I want this sign to be shown. Go to look, show, put show over there, and then I want everything to stop because that's the end of the game. So you go to control, scroll down to the one that says stop all and put that there, just like that. Now we have our game over code. Now let's change our you win code. Let's go to you win. So when you're on your you win code, we're going to click on events, the green flag. We want this to be hidden because we don't want this sign to be shown. Click on hide. But now we need to add our score system. So we are going to go to control, forever, get an if statement, put F inside. Then we're going to go to operations. We're going to get the one that says equal. Put equal inside there, just like that. And now we have how many bricks? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 times 3. So that is 7, 14, 21. So now we're going to change this number to 21. Now, if you have 4 rows, then it will be 7 times 4. Make sure that your number is equal to the amount of bricks. So next to this one, you're going to say if our, go to variables, if our score is 21 points, then we wanted to broadcast a message, go to events, we needed to broadcast a message, not game over, we need to create a new one, you win, and say okay. So we need to send a you win message, and then go to control and just stop all. So when you win, everything must stop. It is going to send a message, so we need to receive this message. Go back to events. When I receive the message, you win. When I receive a you win message, then I must make sure that the you win sign pops up. So let's go to looks, and this time we're going to say show. Just like that. Let's click on play and let's see what happens. But we still haven't created our death screen. So right now, when the ball touches every single icon, we're going to get a you win screen. But now we still need to create a code system. So if the ball goes past the paddle, we are going to lose. We need to get our game over screen. So let's go to our ball because we need to animate the ball now. We can test and see if the ball touches every single brick. Will it come up with the you win screen? Let's just wait and make sure that everything is okay. Because we're testing. Yes, yes, yes. And there we go. We have our you win screen. Perfect. So now we know our you win screen is working on 21 points. Because I hit 21 bricks. Let's just stop everything. There we go. Now, let's just, don't want this to be shown for now. I don't know why. There we go. Okay. Now, let's go back to the ball. Now we need to create the end screen for the ball. So if the ball goes past the paddle, we need to get our death screen. So, first thing we need to do is we're going to get the green flag, go to events, put that there. And now we're going to get a forever sign, a forever tab, put that there. So this needs to be repeated forever. So if, put the if statement inside, if we go to operation. If our Y position is less than our paddle, so let's see our paddle is currently on 147. So if the ball goes lower, so if the ball is at 148, 149, or 150, then we need to display the game over screen. So let's go back to the ball. Our paddle is on 140, so we need to make sure that our Y position, so we're going to get this one, if less than minus 150, so if the ball is lower than the paddle, put this inside there, perfect, and then we need to go to motion, scroll down to Y position. So if our Y position of the ball is lower than 150, negative 150, then we need to send a message. So we're going to go to where it says events, broadcast a game over message. And let's see, let's click on our green tab, green flag, let's see, and there we go, we got our game over. But now what we don't want is we don't want the ball to be shown when it shows you win or game over. So we want the ball and the paddle to disappear. So let's stop that, click on the green flag and stop. There we go. Now, same thing we did before. When I receive, game over, and when I receive a you win screen on the ball, when I receive game over and when I receive you win, I want this to hide. That's because we have show over there, so we want this one to hide and we want it to hide. So if I either win or if I either lose, it will still disappear. Now we need to do the same thing for the paddle. Click on the paddle, go to events, when I receive, and when I receive. So when I receive game over, when I receive you win, make sure that it is hiding. Hide and hide. As you can see, when we start, it will show, and when we either win or lose, it will hide. Let's test. If I click on the green flag, and the ball's going to go behind. Ah, there we go. Everything has disappeared. Perfect. Now let's stop that. Okay, now we've reset everything. Now what we need to do is we need to add a nice background. So we're going to go to where it says backdrops. We're going to click on the plus, choose the backdrop, magnifying glass. Select the backdrop that you would like. I'm going to select a nice space theme. So I want either nebula or neon tunnel. So I want a nice, I'm going to click on nebula. I want a nebula theme. Click on the backdrops icon over there and just delete the first one. We only want one backdrop. Click on code and let's go back to our paddle. There we go. Now we have a nice backdrop. So now let's click on the green flag. I'll move my arrows left and right. There we go. We know our paddle game is working. Perfect. If it goes out, game over. Perfect. So now we have a nice theme to our game. Let's stop that, refresh. Okay, now our paddles are all the same color. If you want to have different colors, let's create a costume for our paddle, for our bricks. So let's click on bricks. Now, if you click on costumes, I'll show you again. Click on bricks. At the top over there, next to code, you have costumes. You can see with our button that we selected, it came with two different animations. If you draw one yourself, you need to just right-click and duplicate. Right-click and duplicate. You can have three. I have 3 rows, so I want 3 different colors. So my first color is blue. My second color is orange. Now I want a third color. So I'm just going to right-click on this, click on duplicate. Now I have a third animation. I have row 1, row 2, and row 3. So I do not want the same color, so let's change this one. So I've got blue, orange, and let's get a green. Let's get blue, orange, and green. Let's get this color. And click on the paint bucket and just color that in. Click on this one. Let's make it a darker color. And the outer ring. There we go. Now we have our 3 animations. Blue 1, orange 2, green 3. Go back to coding. And now we want to change so because we haven't changed our costume. So if I click on the green flag, it's all the same color. So we don't want that. So let's make sure that we're going to change our costume every single row. So all you have to do is on your brick tab, you're going to find the one under where it says look, change costume. This one, next costume, and you're going to put it over there, right there, underneath. Once your row has done its 7 bricks, it is going to go to the next one. It's going to do this, go to the next line and change costume, and then it will repeat this. Then it will go to the next line, change the costume, and repeat this. So if I click on the green flag, let's test. We have green, blue, and orange. Perfect. So earlier on, we said we wanted to have maybe 4 rows. So if I change this one to 4, everything will stay the same. You can just change the number. Click there, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 rows now. Okay, but now remember, if you change this one, we need to go back to our you win screen and we need to change our score 7 times 4 now. Okay, so let's go back there. I'm going to leave it as 3 because 3 is perfect. So if you want to have more, make sure the amount of bricks that you have must be equal to your score. Okay, and this is everything for today. So we have our paddle, our ball, our bricks, our game over screen, and our you win screen. Everything is hidden now because that's the way we set it. When you record your video for me, please make sure when you start recording by showing your code for paddle, then show your code for the ball, then show your code for the brick, show your code for game over, and show your code for you win. And then click on the big screen and then test your game and show me that it's working. And there we go. And this is our video for today. I hope you all enjoyed and thank you for watching.